Well, Jim, now that we are done talking about the Survivor Series, I think we now have to, as part of equal time, talk about the other major wrestling company out there who, of course, had their regular Friday night Rampage this past week.
Yes, this past weekend, that was, and they were on Friday, so they left Sunday all to the WWE, so AEW didn't get any on them from the Survivor Series. But I got an email on the topic of AEW. We've mentioned over the past couple of shows, I think the star ratings that Uncle Dave, in his observations, gave to the matches at Full Gear, and we made mention of the fact that even though that MJF and Darby Allin tore the house down, in almost everybody's opinion, fans, pundits, etc., stole the show.
People in the building, imagine that. They liked it. They got 4.5 stars, but the Hardley Boys had to get 5 stars, and Twinkle Toes had to get 5.5, just because he couldn't hurt his friend's feelings. So they naturally had to be better than the best match, even though they weren't. And this led to us talking about, well, wait a minute. That means that even though Twinkle Toes and Adam Page was a good match, some might even say it was a very good match or a great match, but it was better than everything ever done by Ric Flair, Ricky Steamboat, Terry Funk, Tiger Mask, Dynamite Kid, on and we just off the top of our head, we mentioned that, right? Well, one of our fine listeners out there in the cult of Cornette, and we love all of you, but this one was Ron, and I won't give his last name in case that AEW might descend on him, and also because I don't know if I can pronounce it. But anyway, Ron sent us some factoids, some observations about research he's done on Uncle Dave's match rating system. Would you like to hear just a few of these statements? Sure.
According to Uncle Dave's star reviews of matches, the Best Friends versus Santana and Ortiz parking lot match. Remember that one? Where they ended up having old Trent's mother drive back in with the minivan and etc., and somebody came out of the trunk and all that stuff. Well, the Best Friends versus Santana and Ortiz parking lot match, according to Uncle Dave's star ratings, is better than or equal to every Shawn Michaels match ever, every Bret Hart match ever, every Randy Savage match ever, every Kurt Angle match ever, every Chris Benoit match ever, and every Kurt Hennig match ever. But it was not better than the Bucks versus FTR, the Bucks versus the Lucha Brothers, both of those matches, or the Bucks versus Hangman and Omega. And it was also not better than, and since the Best Friends versus Santana and Ortiz parking lot match was not better than, that means that neither was any Shawn Michaels match ever, any Bret Hart match ever, any Randy Savage match ever, any Kurt Angle match ever, Chris Benoit match ever, Kurt Hennig match ever, etc. The legendary 5.5-star match between Sayuri and Utami Hayashishita at Stardom's Tokyo Dream Cinderella event this year was a better match than everything involving Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, Randy Savage, Kurt Angle, Chris Benoit, Kurt Hennig, etc. Also, just for comparison's sake, according to Uncle Dave, Britt Baker versus Ty Conti was 3.5 stars at Full Gear. Other notable 3.5-star matches include Bret Hart versus Roddy Piper at WrestleMania 8.
Oh, that's one of my favorite matches ever.
Hogan versus Rock at WrestleMania 18. And Michaels versus Flair at WrestleMania 24. Also, Lars Sullivan and Luchasaurus have been in more 5-star matches than Kurt Angle.
Wait, who in Luchasaurus?
Lars Sullivan.
When was he in a 5-star match? Wait,
I did not follow his career that closely, but apparently, from Ron's research, now if somebody wants to dispute this, we'll give equal time, but according to his research, Lars Sullivan has been in more 5-star matches than Kurt Angle.
I don't even remember any of his matches. Wow.
John Laurinaitis has 2 5-star matches.
Yeah, but to be fair, he stood on the apron. That's all Japan.
I'm just saying,
that's all Japan. That doesn't
It's
count.
a fact, though. John Laurinaitis has 2 5-star matches, while Randy Savage, Kurt Angle, Dean Malenko, Kurt Hennig, and Brock Lesnar have a combined total of 0 5-star matches.
Wait, Brock Lesnar has no 5-star matches?
That's correct. He's in good company, though. And congratulations, Christian Cage, as Ron concludes, on finally shedding the stink of 20 years of subpar performances and finally having his first 5-star match ever thanks to the Cucamonga Kids. Truly his magnum opus. Facts about Uncle Dave's star ratings.
You know, a lot of people have been slowly jumping off the train the last few years, but in terms of the star ratings, this is the year that I hate to say it, this is the year Dave lost like all credibility when it comes to the star ratings. At this point, it's not evaluating wrestlers, it's fucking waving pom-poms. And you got to put the pom-poms down and be fucking honest. It's ridiculous.
Do your job.
Ridiculous.
Like we do. Tell the truth. Besides that, Vince is 20 years older than Dave. So how has Dave has always led a healthy life. We are not aware of any problems with substance abuse or anything. I hope he's on his prescription medicine, and Lord knows he's got to be prescribed something. But Dave's led a clean life, and Vince with the steroids, and he was a drinker in his day. From what we've heard, it seems like that Vince's mind would have gone before Dave's, but here Dave, 20 years younger, and he's lost his mind.
See, I don't think it's lost his mind. I think it's
principles?
Trying to fit in with, he's an older guy trying to hang on to his youth. And I think he sees a lot of that in the Bucks and Omega. And those are the guys he personally championed. Him giving Omega the star matches, I forget, 6 stars and 6.5 and 7, whatever. That was done for a reason. That was done to make a statement. It wasn't done just because this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. It was done to make a statement. It was done to give an endorsement. And it's the same thing with the Bucks. Yeah.
I'm with it.
And that's why I said last week, when all the time he accused you of being out of touch, the reality is he's completely out of touch. He's out of touch with everything outside of the Young Bucks camp. And we're all out of touch with everything that goes on in that stupid universe.